all your moves in silence, but you have nothing to hide. You make your moves in silence because you consolidate your energy, and you also just like know laws of creation. You're focused. You like to keep things sanctified, precious, growing on their own, and at the same time, you have nothing to hide. That is what is like such a beautiful like paradox about you, is that you in one way are an open book, but you're not like throwing your books around to everybody. Bible for you, just kidding, bad joke. There's this energy of like you are taking action, you're on a mission, you're doing your thing, but you're kind of like, it's me and my higher power, it's me and spirit, like we're the ones working on this, we're the ones cooking this up. And I feel like that is actually like the reason 111 on my timer, what brings you such profound alignment, because like there aren't too many cooks in the kitchen. You're not bringing in other opinions, you're not bringing in other energies, and there's also like there's no one else's energy or attention focused on what you're doing that like could stop it from growing in a certain way, you know, even if other forces wouldn't even mean to. It's more just like you're keeping it pure. Like if you had an egg protected until it's able to crack and something's able to be born out of it, it's like you trust you and your higher power to be protecting this thing and just like feeding your conscious energy into it so it can grow at the exact frequency that is in alignment to what you see and what you are trying to build. And at the same time, I feel like you are very like innocent, you're very open, and if people do tap in and peek in and want to know, you will share. I feel like you also trust that like those who come and those who get in touch with what you are building and creating are meant to. So it's kind of more like you leave it up to the divine, you leave it up to flow. And because of that, I feel like actually the right people are always drawn to receive a little bit of the magic, the inspo of what you're doing, what you're creating. I feel like you actually have a very subtle sensitivity. So there is this vibe too about you having a very high like pattern recognition, both in terms of like actual patterns within this reality, within this matrix, within people, within, you know, moods. I feel like it's like everything, because you're like energetically sensitive and you're also very intelligent. So you pick up these patterns, you receive this information, you connect the dots. And I feel like maybe in the past that almost like got the best of you, because you would get so consumed by all of these narratives everywhere because you're picking up so much information. But I feel like you've learned now that it's actually your superpower, and I feel like you're using it to grow whatever you are building and whatever you're creating on a larger scale. Because with what you create and what you put out, I feel like you're actually able to use your pattern recognition instead of to like sense the energy of every single room, every relationship, every thing that everybody else is thinking. Like you're getting all of that information. I feel like you've kind of like put up a block with that, and instead you're utilizing it for your own work and for what you are creating. And in a sense, you can tell what's working, what's not, what like hits the mark, what doesn't. Like that's what you're using your pattern recognition and subtle sensitivity for, is to like make the greatest impact and create your best work. Like you're utilizing your own pattern recognition, and to like, I feel like you're using it actually to also see your own flow, the way that you operate, the way like what is the magic recipe that goes together that makes the best thing get produced, what is your most perfect flow, what causes you to be the most inspired, to be in your best energy, what are the things that like accumulate to you feeling your healthiest, your most beautiful, your most glowing. Like I feel like you're utilizing those subtle sensitivities and that heightened pattern recognition and like high intelligence on yourself. And I feel like the more that you continue to do this, like friend, you are just going to like literally quantum leap, explode into the multiverse, into like absolute abundant infinity. That was very superfluous, but I think you get what I'm putting down. 808 on my timer and 4 on my battery. There is something about like you building a foundation of abundance for you that is like infinitely regenerative, because you are so infinite. But I feel like you're that in the past, like I was saying, made it hard to like kind of like hone in and make ish happen. But I feel like you're really come to like master how to use these things in a powerful way, because if you don't harness your powers, they can kind of work against you. I feel like you've really come to harness your powers, and I feel like you're kind of just at the beginning of you harnessing your power. And once again, I'm just hearing it is so over for these. Just kidding. I just love to say that. We love, love, grace, elevation for all. I'm just saying that you are on the up, and it is not about to be stopping anytime soon. I really don't think ever. Ooh, yeah, baby. That's what I'm saying. There's a clarity, there's a sharpness about you. I feel like you don't miss anything. And I feel like the way that you have learned to harness your mind has created this vast expanse from which your higher power, your higher self can contact you and drop in the exact moves, the exact ideas, the exact visions. And then I feel like because you've decided to utilize your powers and your skills to actualize these things that come through you, you're activated. You're like good to go. You're completely on like full operating mode as like a vessel of divine creativity in this reality, because a sword comes down, you grab it and you make it your victory, which is like, I feel like a victory that is to uplift all and to also like honor that which comes to you. And for that, it will come again and again and again and again. Yeah, there is something that is going to be so sweet about your solidified abundance in this reality. It's going to turn old ideas about what's possible in terms of who you can be and create this kind of abundance for yourself. Like, it's going to turn preconceived beliefs and ideas and notions on their head, because you are going to want for nothing. I'm getting provider energy. Like, you will actually be providing for others. I'm just getting like respect. There's so much respect that is going to be had for you. And I feel like it's almost gonna put like respect on the path that you walk and elevate this path of heart and intuition, this very magical path that you've always chosen to walk. It's gonna elevate it in a lot of people's eyes, because you were meant to be an example of somebody who can be magical as fuck and abundant as fuck and stable. Magical and like not magical. Like, I feel like you found a stability for your magic, and I feel like it's gonna make other people feel safe to dive into those realms, because it's grounded. Like, there's something grounded about it that does not sacrifice any of the magic. It's like a safe space. I'm also getting like you provide grounded spaces for healing, whether it be like on the internet or like in real life. There's something about you, yeah, that like you, I feel like heal people, but you also do it in a grounded way that like makes people feel safe to dive into those worlds of like healing and elevation, because sometimes it does freak people out, you know what I mean? But I feel like you've been through it, and so there's a wisdom and a power that you carry within you that is like the blueprint of like that person has walked through it and came out wiser, more powerful, more all-knowing. And so there's a trust. People trust you. And people are only going to trust you more and more as you become more and more established. And that ultimately is how you are going to bring awakening, but in a joyful, radiant way. I feel like you're going to free people from a lot of their burdens and a lot of their limitations and a lot of their darkness. And that might sound like a heavy responsibility, but it's just going to happen. It is going to happen